Vulnerabilities for sure in vendor products. There was a big one this week from a major switch manufacturer, probably the largest one in the world. That was a huge problem, and they had to make an emergency fix. So I'd say for sure vulnerabilities in products is probably the one that gets us the most because it's not something that we see or ever is easily to see by us, right? If there's
Absolutely.
and there's vulnerability in a piece of hardware, you don't know it until it's hacked usually.
It's already been compromised. Absolutely.
Yep.
Uh, Great point there. Claire, I'll pose that same question to you, or maybe some personal experiences you've had in the last 3 years at the district. Of what cybersecurity threats are creating the most risk there?
Yeah, well, obviously phishing, like it just is. There's no getting around that, especially when we are now having AI doing deep fakes and we're having it pumping out phishing attacks way faster, way more accurately. And I think tied with that, because we deal with it all the time. I can't tell you the number of like teachers that call me say, "Oh, I just clicked on this phishing link, like help." Or I don't know what happened. I don't know how I can't get into my account. And we're finding that they're clicking on all of these links. So the education side and teaching people like, hey, you have to be careful, is very very hard and is very very difficult, especially because I would argue that we're asking more and more and more of educators, of teachers, of staff at schools, and we're asking them, hey, you have to learn this new curriculum in 2 weeks and figure it out. And how are you going to teach your students? How are you going to get them online? How are you going to teach them? And so they're just getting inundated with all of this information. And it makes it very, very hard for them to want to learn, hey, don't click on everything you see. Hey, don't give this random person student information. Don't, put in your username and password. And it's becoming a really big issue at our school because we have the district administrators that are saying you have to do this, you have to do this, and then I have teachers that are saying, well, I can't because cybersecurity is saying don't do that, don't put in a student's personal information into this database. And so I think that that's becoming kind of a very big stress point, is that friction between what are they being told from higher up and what we're trying to do to keep them safe and keep students safe.